Classified dossier, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, a secret agreement that reshaped Europe before World War II. Europe stood on the brink of war as diplomatic tensions escalated rapidly. Nazi Germany sought expansion, while Europe desperately searched for fragile peace. Adolf Hitler planned territorial conquest, despite ongoing negotiations with Western powers. The Soviet Union watched cautiously, calculating survival within an increasingly hostile continent. Britain and France attempted diplomacy, hoping another world war could still be avoided. Germany demanded Polish territory, intensifying fears across Eastern Europe's unstable borders. Stalin distrusted Western promises after years of failed collective security negotiations. Secret communications began forming between Berlin and Moscow during summer 1939. Ideological enemies quietly explored cooperation, despite opposing political systems and propaganda. Behind closed doors, history prepared for one of its most shocking agreements. German diplomats proposed non-aggression to secure eastern borders before future campaigns. Soviet leadership considered the proposal as strategic protection against potential German invasion. Negotiations accelerated under intense secrecy, avoiding attention from Western intelligence observers. Joachim von Ribbentrop represented Germany in urgent diplomatic missions to Moscow. Vyacheslav Molotov led Soviet discussions under Joseph Stalin's strict supervision. Both regimes prioritized strategic advantage rather than ideological consistency or lasting trust. Economic cooperation discussions accompanied military and political arrangements between both powers. The world remained unaware that rivals were negotiating a historic geopolitical transformation. Soviet officials demanded territorial guarantees before agreeing to diplomatic cooperation. Germany accepted negotiations. Understanding Soviet neutrality was essential for planned aggression. On August 23, 1939, leaders gathered inside the Kremlin, late evening. Molotov and Ribbentrop signed the Non-Aggression Pact under Stalin's silent observation. Officially, both nations pledged neutrality should either become involved in war. Public announcements shocked global leaders, who expected ideological hostility to continue. Photographs captured smiling diplomats, masking deep mistrust between authoritarian regimes. The agreement stunned Britain and France, reshaping European diplomatic expectations overnight. Germany secured freedom to attack Poland without fearing immediate Soviet intervention. Stalin gained valuable time to strengthen Soviet defenses and reorganize military command. The pact appeared simple publicly, yet hidden clauses determined Europe's tragic fate. Secret protocols divided Eastern Europe into spheres of influence between both powers. Poland was secretly partitioned between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. Baltic states fell within Soviet influence, according to confidential territorial arrangements. Lithuania's status shifted during negotiations, revealing flexibility within secret agreements. Finland and Bessarabia were identified as Soviet strategic interests in Eastern Europe. These protocols remained hidden from the world for decades after the war. Western governments suspected cooperation, but lacked proof of territorial division plans. The agreement removed the final diplomatic obstacle, to German invasion preparations. Hitler accelerated military planning immediately after confirming Soviet political neutrality. Soviet propaganda justified cooperation as necessary defense against capitalist aggression. Ideological contradictions were ignored in favor of survival and territorial expansion. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland from the western frontier. Blitzkrieg tactics overwhelmed Polish defenses with coordinated armor, aircraft, and artillery assaults. Britain and France declared war on Germany days after the invasion began. The Second World War in Europe had officially begun with devastating consequences. Soviet forces invaded eastern Poland on September 17th under secret pact obligations. Poland collapsed between two invading powers following coordinated strategic advances. German and Soviet troops met along predetermined borders established by secret protocols. Joint military parades symbolized temporary cooperation between ideologically opposed regimes. Millions of civilians became trapped under occupation, repression, and political terror campaigns. The pact enabled rapid territorial expansion for both Germany and the Soviet Union. Cooperation continued through trade agreements, supplying Germany with critical Soviet resources. Despite appearances, mutual distrust persisted beneath diplomatic cooperation and propaganda displays. Hitler never intended lasting peace with the Soviet Union despite formal agreements. German military planners secretly prepared invasion strategies against Soviet territories. Operation Barbarossa began in 1941, ending the non-aggression pact violently. Germany launched massive surprise attacks across the Soviet frontier without warning. The pact collapsed instantly as former partners became enemies in total war. Follow the next classified dossier to uncover what happened after. The truth continues in the next file.